You never grow and you never move forward when you're comfortable. You know, like you've got to, as bad as it sounds, you got to go out and you got to seek that stuff. You have to. That's when you get better, and that's when you grow.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, 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 no. Go high, go low, low, low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more, more, more. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I'm a real one, my day ones. Try speak up, can't say none. Try dig dirt, there ain't none. I make the money, then save up. 10 to 80, my save ones. Take to the top from the base one. New car, fast lane. With the booyah, it's a flex. Not a human, I ain't from another planet. I'ma teleport my advantage. I'ma wake up, do damage. Draw number 7, he's bored though. Working all night, need more though. I remember nights I was poor though. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Every year, I train to win the CrossFit Games. That's the one and only goal. It's a blessing and a curse. You know, we finished the CrossFit Games 2 weeks ago. The next day, I'm already thinking about, all right, what's the plan for next year? How do we get back to this point? It's almost hard for me to enjoy even finishing and winning. You know, like it. But that's not an external pressure. That's an internal pressure. And so the external pressure is just something you deal with. But for me personally, the internal pressure is even harder and outweighs the external pressure.
That's one of the things I talk about is why people are so upset that I don't compete as an individual now. It's like when I woke up every single day, my goal was to win the CrossFit Games. Every single day. Like whatever I had to do that day was the CrossFit Games. That was my goal. And there was a lot of relationships and a lot of
6 years, right?
5, 6 years, yeah. There was a lot of relationships, there was a lot of missed, family time, stuff like that. And that was my goal. That's what I wanted to do, and I was gonna do whatever it took. Like I would, 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and part of me now is like, it was so probably counterproductive, now knowing the stuff that I know and I've trained for as long as I have, I'm like, man, if I would have just been smarter, it would have been better. And now, but you had to learn those things, like I said earlier, we were kind of the guys that were figuring it all out. And so, everybody talks about, you got to get up at 5 a.m. to be successful. No, I would sleep. Sleep was a huge part and is a huge part of recovery. And so I'd sleep until I would get up, and then I would literally from, I might get up 8:30, 9 o'clock, but literally from 9 o'clock until I went to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock again that next night, or that night I was training, doing something. Obsessing. Yeah.
What would it be like? What would it be like? Was it just 2 hours in the gym doing lifting and then mobility?
Yeah, I mean, it was
and then
literally
cardio
anything I could think of. It was, machines, it was, real actual like strict CrossFit workouts. There was lifting, there was, anything that I was like, oh yeah, I should do that. Or, I'd have a group of guys that would come in the morning, I'd have a group of guys that would come midday, and then I'd have a group of guys that come in the afternoon. And I might do the same stuff in those same states. It was just like,
you're trying to beat them all. If you're
every
fresh,
time.
I'm going to beat
matter.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
wow.
And it was a great group of people that, they would beat me in, or like push, like I'd have a guy that would push me in something super heavy, and then I have a guy that push me in something, all body weight, and then I have somebody that push me in the cardio type stuff. So it was a team effort even then, but man, it was, if you look back at those years, you're like, man, we worked hard, but it was maybe not the smartest at the time. As soon as 3, 2, 1, go happens, it's just like,
you gotta go.
It's just like everything goes away. You talk about flow or whatever it is, but it literally, like, I can't tell you any music that's played during events. You can't hear any of the cheers. You can't hear any of that stuff. You're just kind of in it, and you just kind of go through it. It's hard to explain, it's just like a competitive nature. It's just, it's hard to, people are like, what makes you so competitive? I'm like, I don't know, it's just something that you just get into, and you don't really think about those things. Yeah, the workout sucks, and it's gonna hurt, and for a long time, like I said, I have those certain things that go through my head. I'd write Bible verses on my shoes and think about, like the crucifixion of Christ, and those were the things early that really got me. But then it's just like, after you've done it for so long, it's what you do.
Yeah.
It's like, you just get into that space and you get in that zone, and it's go. Most of the time you're like, all right, this workout's gonna take 10, 15 minutes, but the pain's really gonna set in about minute 9 minutes, depending on whatever the workout is. But yeah, it's like you've almost become, not numb to the pain, because it still hurts, but you've almost like embraced that pain, and you just know. It's almost like a sick, twisted thing where you're just like, this is what it is, When it hurts, that's when something good is happening, so you almost embrace that, where it's like, this is gonna hurt, but I know on the other side I'm gonna come out better. And it's the same way mentally. It's like, if you're not pushing, you're not growing. You're not gonna enjoy pain. Like, let's be honest, we talk about like some of the most miserable experiences. When you're done with it, you're like, that was awesome. I went on this elk hunting trip for 6 days, and for the first 3 days it was awesome. The 4th day, downhill. We didn't see any elk. I hiked 60 miles in 6 days, like sun up to sundown, going through the woods, and I'm like, this is miserable.
Yeah.
Like, I hate this. And then I got done, I'm like, I can't wait to do that again. Like, you're just like, it's sick and it's twisted, but like, you're growing in that, as long as it's productive pain. Like, there's certain things that aren't productive, but as long as it's something good, you're on the other side, you're going to come out better. And I don't know if it's hard for me sometimes to relate to other people that are like, how do you get there, that you want to, you want to compete, or you want to go to that pain? I'm like, how do you not want to? How do you not see the benefit of it? It's hard sometimes for me to like talk to people that don't get that.
There's been guys or girls that are probably fitter than I am and have had more, I guess, genetic talent than I did, but they didn't have the mental capacity to push to those limits. I think that's something that is either learned over time or something that's you're born with, and some people just can't handle that, and that's something that I've had, I guess, the perfect storm of upbringing and everything else all combined into one that's helped me get to this point. Find things that are going to challenge you every day and consistently get into those things that challenge you. Whether it's, for me, one of the biggest things when stepping outside of athletics was, public speaking. I can't do it. I hated it in the beginning. 10 years ago, if you'd have told me even we were doing this right here, I would have told you you're probably crazy. Interviews, anything like that. But, it took a couple years of doing those things and not turning down, whether it was, speaking to small groups or speaking to kids or whatever it was, doing those things. And it's helped me in many other areas as far as business goes. And I think that's, the consistently getting outside your comfort zone and doing those things that you don't want to do is going to help you.
Everybody asked, why are you so competitive? I was one of 32 first cousins, 25 of us are boys.
Wow.
So, it was just, and even the girls would beat us on a lot of stuff, because, all athletes.
Yeah.
And so, man, I hate losing in anything. And so for that to happen and be so public, like it could be just me and you and nobody else know, and I get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like it still drives me nuts to lose. And so to be
This was
public and just, a failure, it felt like a failure getting second. Everybody's like, oh, you got second, that's awesome. And I was not, and no part of me was happy about that.
I've said it a couple times. It's not that I enjoy winning. It's that I disdain losing more than probably anybody. For me, it could be one-on-one and nobody else is here watching, but it's embarrassing to lose at anything. And so it's just who I am.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Why you be all in my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you $1 or something? Don't hang with a line for nothing. I see that we different, you riding, I double. I don't do discussions on bragging about hundreds. Don't go to your places, I know that they sunken. Don't call me your brother, I barely could trust you. I talked to a shorty, she bagging the bucket. And I'ma need all of my dollars on corporate, so hand me the money, I divvy the pie. I'ma give all of my people a portion to build them a fortune, I'm flipping the ride. I can't be mixy when iffy the vibe. And 40 on 50 is really the time. Why are you all on my phone like you want me? Like you wasn't pushing the kid to the side, I don't know if you thinking I'm blind, cross on my crosses and doubt on my eyes. Done with your efforts, I'm dealing with pressures. I know it's a lesson, that's word of the wise. Dubbing the mixes I'm mixing, I know I've been missing. I needed some personal time. All the pictures, dimensions, I know what you did, I mean it, I'm staying inside.